Well, I got a big problem. It's time to come clean, and I hope this game is one to help me to solve it. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at a game by the name of Hyper Empire, a game that is out right now with the link down below in the description. You can check it out for yourself, but, well, we got to talk. Yeah, so I love myself some 4X games, but I barely ever play any, and, well, that's because I know I'll never get anywhere close to the mid-game, let alone completing one. But Hyper Empire here is a game that apparently is a 4X game that you can complete in about 40 minutes or less. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they've streamlined 4X strategy down to a game that captures the fun in a manageable playtime. Allows you to lead your faction against escalating enemies and expand the reach of your empire. There are multiple paths to victory in this one. I believe in like 6 in total or something like that, and allows for a variety of strategies. So you can build your empire. And that, of course, requires you to do things like mining and building outposts and bases and stations and carriers and much more. So thanks to Hyper Empire for sponsoring today's video, and thanks to them for sending over an early key so I could share all the lore and the fun and the hype and excitement, as you all know, here on this channel. So thanks again for subscribing to the channel. Glory to Raptoria down below in the comment section. We gotta get it going. We gotta get that support for our troops on the front line. And thanks again for all the just awesomeness. Thanks again for all the likes and just being amazing. You guys are incredible. All right, well, this game features a ton of lore, and I wanted to just take a little glance at it here. There's the Human Federation, the Colonial Alliance, the Pirate Clans, the Outriggers, and the Machine Heresy, and they have a huge backstory that the game goes into, and you can read all that to see how they intertwine with each other. But also, there's differences between these factions in how they play. There's also a wonderful how to play this game too, so if at any time you think this video looks a little complicated, but you still want to try, don't worry, they'll try to help you out the best they can. There's also achievements too, so it certainly requires like a little bit of learning, but then you can come back time and time again to play as many times as you'd like and get better with each playthrough. So here are the different factions. We have the Human Federation, and there's their bonuses there under faction benefits, and it looks like each of these factions here, the Colonial Alliance, the Pirate Clans, the Outriggers, and then the locked Machine Heresy that unlocks after beating 10 bosses, they all have things that make them strong. Those are their advantages and maybe sometimes disadvantages too to consider when you play Hyper Empire. Today we're just going to start as the Human Federation and see what we can do with them. And it looks like there's a variety of different difficulties too. And I think for our first run we'll just play on easy. I last time played a little bit on very easy to get the ropes, so now I'm going to step it up a little bit. But I'd assume each playthrough you should probably play on a higher and higher difficulty, where literally the last one says like, dude, good luck. So let's go ahead and jump into it and see what all of our bonuses are. So this is a way that we can modify the playthrough if we want to. We can either play in defaults or whatever else for some of the different things here. You could change your settings before you go in. So like, for example, I've changed the effects of the mouse there. I think I'll change back to bright, and that allows you to kind of tweak things before you even get started. So that's nice. Let's go back to easy, and then we can go ahead and start our game. But then remember, you can also take a look at what sets this faction apart from others in a more detailed achievement reward summary. So that's nice. Let's begin. Wow. It was like no time at all. Machine Temple. The priests on Mars grant you a free hymn. Continue to uphold the faith. So this is basically a free starting bonus. So we have things here that affect our carrier. It gives us extra ships for the fleet. These are smaller fighter drones, light fighter drones. And then also we get some extra materials, what looks to be technology and also data. Or actually, sorry, data and fuel. So that's good. I think I'm going to go with the increase the fleet and get a couple of heavy fighters going here. Hefty, heavy fighters. Okay, so this game allows us to operate in a sector, which then we have to clear each of these areas to claim the sector, and we're going to go to the Lazarus sector next, or the Orion sector, or the Arc sector, or the Epsilon sector. So we can go to anywhere, but it's probably pretty important to capture the middle first and maybe cut off the enemy. So I think we should go, let's just say east, you know what I mean? In accordance with the map, we'll just scan there and see what's in front of us. Oh boy, enemy pirates are in front of us. Now they're going to attack us in about 10 turns, so we have a little bit of time to prepare before they're in our territory. So this is our main carrier. We've kind of moved into their territory a little bit. We need to destroy like their units and their base and stuff to be able to claim that sector. So let's get to it right away then. So the game recommends that we start with these miners here, and there's a lot of different things to consider in this game. This is kind of like our setup screen. We're giving orders. So we have all sorts of things like research and diplomacy. We have trading, but then we also have vehicles and like stations to be able to gather more materials for us. So right now you can see all the things up here that we have, like data and faith and fuel, our population, and also something called hyderium, which is like a main mineral. Like think of it like iron. It's essentially used for everything that we construct. So it's a rare mineral found in asteroid fields. It's a form of money, basically, but I like to think of it as just kind of like resources in order to build things, because everything requires it. So we're going to go ahead and start with a miner or two, and then we're also going to check over here at the trading menu, which is incredibly important. We're going to start with a couple of trade contracts, and sometimes the trades are free, so we don't have to like pay anything some of the times for these. So this is like we pay nothing and we get something, we pay nothing, we get something. That is not a glitch at all or a bug, but it's just basically these corporations trading or supplying us or backing us for our victory in the region. One will take 5 turns, one will take 8 to arrive, so that's good. So we'll get a lot of stuff that we need then. So we'll go ahead and go with one of those, and then one is trading like tech for materials, but I think we're going to go for the other free one. Threat level is high, so they might have a high chance of being canceled or whatnot. Looks like they change each time too. So this one is likely to be encountered by the enemy and destroyed, and this one's a little less likely. So I think there's 3 levels of that. Okay, let's go ahead and build some more stuff for us. So we have hangars here, which allow us to increase our scout capacity. A lot of these are based on capacity. So agricultural station will allow us to have a higher population cap. The science vessel here will allow us to build more things below it too. So the AI hive and the sensor bank, these things below the things above them will become available too. So just remember that, you know, in order to build a bigger colony, you then have to do the prerequisite, and some of these are basic too. So let's go ahead and start also with a should we do another trading post, maybe another miner? We have some ships we could build here too. We did start with 200 fuel, we got lucky with that. This will also convert fuel to us as well. That's the station type for fuel, so let's go with that. Gonna build a fuel generator there, and then also maybe some science too, so we'll gather some stuff from that. Perfect. Okay, so that's going to be it for our first move. We have some trades going on. We have enemies incoming. We have a look at our Empire too, which we could take a look at and upgrade things through as well. So that's pretty nice. And then we also have our hymns here. So we can, I don't know if it'll tell us yet, but it'll tell us when we can upgrade. So we can upgrade like our carrier, our vehicles on the carrier, their abilities, some other side things, shields. It'll explain it if you hover over it. So it's a lot of different stuff that you can kind of upgrade in a different way. Okay, well, let's go ahead and end our turn, and over here is how long it'll be until the enemy attacks us. We also have a treaty, which can be used to skip a normal combat, not a sector boss battle, so it essentially allows you kind of like for a mulligan, or to basically avoid enemies attacking you and give you more time to prepare. So the enemies are going to attack us soon. The longer we have to prepare, the better. I'm going to continue to try to, you know, do mining as quickly as possible. So I'm going to save up for a little bit and keep mining, and try to continuously exponentially increase our hyderium, that's just what I'm going to call it, income from that. And then here's our victory conditions in the game. So in order to win here in this game, we have to either survive for 50 turns, we need to store 50,000 hyderium, we need to either research 9 technologies or 9 hymns, win 4 battles, or use a treaty 6 times. So this is our easy difficulty, but as you change that, these will become higher prerequisites for victory. So that is cool. That is not just a military victory too. You can kind of play more defensively. You will need a military because they're going to attack you, but you don't always have to be hyper focused on that. Ooh, an event. It looks like Vor spore pods have attacked us, or did some damage, and we've lost 145 fuel. How unfortunate. But events can also be good too. Looks like our trade route was complete, so we lost some fuel, but we gained some as well. So not bad after all. Let's see. We can go with more hyderium production, so we can now get, wow, plus 10 per miner, plus 400. That's really good for us, I think. We'll go with that. And then we can also get more carrier damage. We can also do more miner population by 5. We can gain 2 free light fighters in every battle that can't be permanently destroyed. That sounds pretty good. Let's go with that then. We're getting closer to battle with the enemy, so I want to make sure we're ready to do that. And then now that we have some starting in our military, here's our 2 manta that we have, as well as we have our 5 miners there. We can go ahead and start saving up for more serious equipment. Looks like some of these will take data, faith, some of these will take fuel. We'll need a little bit more capacity, I think, for the sabers, and in order to do that, I think we can build this here. The workshop will give us a saber fighter cap plus 3, so that'll cost a little bit of fuel, but it'll certainly be useful for us in the long run. So now we can have 5 of these ships. So we'll have to wait until we can pay for them with a little bit more materials. So things like that. Oh, there we are. 2 out of 2 manta. All right, so let's go ahead and boost those up. Looks like we're at 7 out of 7 population. So that's what we need for the extra ships. So we increased the capacity, then we need more population. Now we can get the ships. We can also get scouts too. So we're going to go with one of those. And actually, you know what I forgot about? We do need a new trade route. We did complete one, so we should actually activate another one as well. But they will refresh, I think, every time. So here's a low threat one. 100 data will give us 514 material, so that's good. And it'll take 7 turns, though. Next one should be completed in 1 more turn. So let's go ahead and go with some more ships here. All right, achievement unlocked, Shipyard 1. Build a total of X number of ships there. We also have a trading post that we could build, which will give us another person and plus 50 per turn there. But these will give us plus, wow, look at that. The miners are very good. Plus 80 hyderium, and then also data and fuel from those too. So I think every turn we should try to pop one of those if we can. We got a little bit of time for the enemy to prepare for battle. Never mind, they've attacked preemptively. Oh boy, okay. We could cop out with the diplomacy. We could also do auto-resolve, but let's see how the battle works. So here's the breakdown. The enemy has like 2 and 2, what looks to be, I don't know exactly what these are. Would be nice if we hovered over them if it would say, but they do look to be maybe light fighters and medium. Let's battle it out and see how it goes. So we can move our ships wherever. I think we'll bring a couple of them up here. And this works like an auto battler. So we have the ability to set up our units. They'll basically play out the battle for themselves. And then we can do things like shield boost, cluster missiles, or whatever in order to change the tide of battle. I don't think we'll need it though. Let's get started. Nice. Victory is assured. Wonderful. Okay, we only lost 1 ship in that and took out 4 enemy ships, so not bad. And it looks like we prevailed. We get faith and data from that, so even more to upgrade our fleet. And now we get another 276 faith as well. So small losses, but big wins and big gains for us. Let's go with another miner, and let's also spend some of those faith points if we can. Ooh, hymns. Okay, let's see what we can do. Don't think we can do any more at the moment. We do have more trade routes available, though. Troy Freight there. That looks cool. 6 turns to complete that one. Another 904 fuel if we accept this. I think we should do that. We're going to get way more fuel then. And we'll stop and end our turn again. A trade route was destroyed. 904 cargo lost. We tried. That was a gamble. But, you know, if it paid off, it would have been big. Sometimes you just got to roll them dice. Okay, we can gain a free hymn here, or a free treaty if we want to. All combat ships will gain 1 capacity. The researcher allows us free tech. Miners and the engineers will give us extra bonuses for mining and also for combat armor and heals. Let's go with a free technology, I think. And let's see what we can do here. Bionic miners. Increase miner population by 5 and also gain 1 free miner now. That's nice. Gain 150 hyderium generation and plus 3 population. Wow. That's pretty good. More light fighters or more heavy fighters. I think we're going to go for military on this one. And we can also get another hymn too, so we can get more materials or also increase the weapon damage on the ship or do so with the heavy fighters. Looks like we can increase them again. Oh, increase miner population by 5. I think we're good on that for now. Let's go with carrier damage because we're about to get into a battle before we hit that miner max. Looks like we can also increase scout capacity and our population too. We need to increase that right away. Okay, so we can feed everybody. Do we have another trade route available? We do. Let's go for the next one. Wow, look at that. High threat level, but big gambles. Big gambles. Big payoffs, big gambles. Roll them dice. Looks like those were kind of our only options. Event. A merchant colony has swum by. Let's see. This may be a great chance to stock up and make sure our people are fed. Gain plus 3 population. Okay. Well, that's good. Then we can deploy even more ships. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll focus more on the mining, I think, first. And then we'll go and end our turn again. And then let's see what else we can unlock here. We need 4,000 hyderium for the frigate, 2,000 for the sentinel, and 1,000 for the corvette there. I want to save one more time. And then we can now go into the sector battle. So hoping to see if anything else would unlock for an event, but unfortunately that's not the case. But this will unlock the sector for us, so going back to the map here, we're basically battling it out for this area. So this will be the final battle, win or lose, and it looks like there's some friendly trade units over there too, so we should try to push up that way when we're done here with those pesky pirates. All right. Let's try more of these craft. Another miner then, a couple of those. And then also a scout or two. There we go. And our population is full, but we'll get to that next time. Okay, let's battle it out. And I don't want to move the carrier or anything at all, so let's just start. Look at the number of fleets we have now. Well, that was a damn fine move. We cut right through them like a paper shredder through paper. All right, you have prevailed. Excellent. No ships lost this time, but the enemy full cleared. Look at that. Data and faith gained as well. And then another 1,500 Hyderium from our paid-off trade route gamble. Very nice. Now we can pretty soon get to the frigates. We'll need to build something in order to build those. There is a prerequisite to that, but we'll get there eventually. We can increase the mining guild capacity. That might be important. Also, we can get the +3 Manta heavy fighter cap. So that would increase those up a little bit too, and then would allow us to finally do the +1 population. There you go. Heavy fighter damage, and then eventually the frigate capital escort. So if we want to do that, we can go down that tier. So let's go. We're going to need more population, I think. Let's go with the. Let's go with mining first. We're going to need to build a lot of stuff, so let's start with the mining guild. It's going to cost us a pretty penny, but there we go. Let's go with the food because we have so many people. Then back to the mining again. And then I'm going to hold off for a little bit. Is there another sector battle? There is. Attack the sector boss. +5 population on that. Threat level is super high, so we might not be able to win this one. But we'll see. I think we outnumber them. Let's give it a shot. And we could also try our cluster missiles and things like that too. So let's give it a shot there. I can click on these and deploy, I believe. Oh boy. Wow. Absolutely demolished. Holy crap, that guy's shield. And that is game over. So much for that being easy, huh? All right, let's give it another go. So you got the basics down, right? So we just need to build up a big, powerful fleet, and we're going to need a variety of different vehicles to do that, both in mining and in defense and in stations and depots and outposts in order to bring us victory. So this time, let's change it up a little bit. In just a moment, we're going to do that. Okay, let's go for the middle again. Enemy fleets are all around us. So this time, let's speed up the game. So 40 minutes or less. I certainly see it taking that amount of time. I think we got whooped in about, like, I don't know, 12 minutes there or something. So that's pretty cool, actually. If you're going to lose, at least it wasn't a slow, drawn-out death. It was pretty quick and actually quite exciting. Ooh, the music. Listen to that. Lo-fi vibes to chill to. Let's go with these. Oh, man, look at that. Yeah, we're going to go with the lower threat levels there. Okay, let's do our first turn. So sector boss in just a couple of turns. Let's go for more mining. Ending our turn again. More mining again. Ending our turn again. Wait, these are in 2 turns, both of them? 2 and 5, okay. And abandoned supplies gain 1,000 Hyderium. Excellent. And that allows us to get new stuff, so let's go with maybe more supply this time. So now we've gotten some supply. Good. Let's go with the miner. Going full into mining. Population cap. Pop that up by getting another agricultural station. So we're doing some more farming there. That's good. Food. Maybe potatoes for Matt Damon. Madama potatoes. Madama potatoes. All right, let's go for trade and check that. 1 turn. Okay. Let's go with the sabers now to defend ourselves. End our turn. Trade route complete. 251 faith. Doing a little better this time. Getting lucky. Let's go with more Hyderium generation. Good. Then I want to do the mining guild, but we need more material for that. Let's go ahead and wait another turn after buying another ship, because I knew we were going to have a battle. So now it's a little equal there. So let's try that out. We'll go ahead and start. Fire off our missiles early. Share our shields. They're going off screen a little bit. I don't think I can scroll down to them. I'm hoping we're winning. I think it's a one-on-one, like one fleet versus our carrier. I can't see. Okay, that time we won. Just took a chance of firing the missiles. There we go. Okay, so they cleared all but one. So not bad. A pretty fair fight. But unfortunately, the trade route destroyed there. No biggie. We can come out of this one by gaining more faith per turn. And now we also have our mining guild unlocked. Perfect. So let's go ahead and continue to generate more ships. One of those is going to take us fuel. And then more mining. Remember, our miners will be able to generate data and fuel if we upgrade them as well. So, and there's no chance of getting out of a boss battle by signing a treaty, so we have to be careful about that. Let's see, this one is 100 for 254, or 524, my bad. For a little bit of minerals, not bad at all. And more for this, ooh, high. Let's go with the low, though. We need some guarantees here, especially at the start. A couple of turns on that one, but no big deal. Trade route destroyed. Oh, come on now. But we got ourselves a bunch of heroes, so let's go for the... let's try the engineer this time to up the defense of the carrier and its battle capabilities. Let's get ourselves another manta. We'll try for a saber too if we can get a fuel. Ooh, gain 3,000 hyderium. A mining station has been discovered. Excellent. Okay, let's go with a fuel generator now. A proto station that will generate fuel for us. And we can get a couple of those if we want. That's a good idea. Temple will also give us more faith per turn, so we can stack these things a few times. Let's go with a another miner, maybe two of them, and maybe a couple of scouts. Maybe just one. Let's go back to our trade routes. We'll do the lower threat levels. I mean, there's no chance that they're going to succeed or fail. It's kind of a dice roll. Nothing we can do about that one. And we can go with more manta fighters, which are hyderium. So let's go with that because we're going to make a lot of that. And I'm going to go ahead and end our turn after another agricultural station because we're going to need the capacity for that. Well, there we go. Just 3 enemy ships to worry about. Let's battle it out with them. Okay, cool. That was easy. 3 enemy ships destroyed. We lost nothing. Good, good. Okay, let's go with industry. We're going to try to gain more materials now and really try to bulk up. And we want our mantas. Oh yes, perfect. Build a total of 50 combat ships. Excellent, excellent. Saber cap up 2. We'll save our materials. And now we have 81 fuel gained. Perfect. That gives us another manta from the extra materials, and also another saber. Perfect. So we're 5 out of 5 and 2 out of 2. We also have a scout. Luckily, the miners don't come into the battle. Like, we can't necessarily lose them, so that's good. And let's go to our sector battle. Threat level is super high on this one. We cannot use our treaty on this one, so yeah. Oh boy. We could also try to retreat, but I'm not sure what that would do for us. If we retreat, I'm not sure what will happen. Let's try that, though. We're not ready for that. Oh, retreat only lets us go back to this screen, I think. I don't think we can retreat and then end the turn. Oh, we can. All right. Trade route complete. Extra faith gained. I think we can only avoid that for so long. I think we're going to have to fight it out at a certain point. Let's go with trade and do more contracts. There we go. Back on that. Let's go back to technology and take a peek. Okay, not too much unlocked there. Let's go back to faith. Hymns and take a peek. Not much there yet either. Lots of fuel, lots of materials. And we need to up our stats a little bit. Let's go with the Saber plant there. We got one more ship for us. And then we're at our population cap, so we should be able to get another one. And let's end our turn. Shield coil malfunction, losing some fuel there, unfortunate. But now another upgrade possible. Carrier gains fighter drones. Ooh. Or +7 carrier damage. Let's get some more fighters out there to do more damage. Keep the enemy busy. Let's see. What do we want next? Another Saber is a good idea. Another Miner is a good idea. And another one. And then we'll go for another agricultural station as we're at our population cap. Ooh. Trade route destroyed there too. All dice rolls. Not a bad problem. If we can do it again for free. Okay. Let's continue to up our miners a little bit. Trade route continuously attacked, but we are gaining power now and strength. Let's go ahead and go with a another combat ship capacity. We now have an admiral on our side, so now we can build one of each ship without having to do too much other than pay for the cost of the construction of the ship. And we could do a frigate. Oh, wow, that's overpowered as hell. Okay, so you can bypass that whole thing by just getting an admiral, and then you can just get a frigate with 4,000. That's crazy. We need something like that. We need a big win like that. Let's see if we can go for those types of materials. 7 turns. I don't know if we'll be able to last that long. We do have to last about 50. They will get ready to attack us. In fact, if we don't attack them, they're going to attack in the next turn. So we'll see how that goes before we take on the boss. Okay, so let's go for another couple of fighters and end our turn, because there is going to be a battle. Yeah, but luckily we don't have to fight the big carrier, so this is going to be a low threat level for us. So let's get it done. Wow, that was quick. But the good thing about fighting these battles is it does give us faith and it does give us data, and that's nice. A little extra bonus on top, a little sprinkling is nice. Okay, we're getting closer to the Hyderium that we need. Population cap has been achieved here. Let me go ahead and buy some more miners there. Encrypted files plus 4,000 data. Excellent. We've gained a ton of that. Beautiful. Let's check our trade routes again. 2 and 5 days on that one. And technology, nothing more to unlock at the moment. But I love it. I love it. So we gained tons of data. We used to buy new technology as well as buildings and ships. So we're going to need that in the future. And let's see. Carrier energy supply plus 50. That's nice. We can get more special attacks in. Temple will cost a little Hyderium there. Alright, let's max out our miners for now. We can also build a Corvette. That'll be good. Build one of those. Population capacity now. And now we have more tech unlocked. Plus 200 tech on turn. Gain a free miner. Heavy fighters and light fighters. Let's go with more heavy. Excellent. And we can do another one. Heavy fighters cost 200 less to purchase. Let me just add more fleet ships to the fleet. Okay, what do we want to do next? More food, because we got a lot on the capacity. Excellent. And then we're going to wait, I think, a little bit. Excellent. Tons of fuel gained. Beautiful. We got tons of fuel. Let's see if we can trade some of that. Well, gaining fuel is fine. We could trade that for something else later on. Wonder if we can open more trade routes with some of these. Command station. Plus 50 per turn on those. They almost work like miners as well. And we are gaining fuel through that processing. We do science. That'll also gain us a little bit of that per turn. How long until they attack us? 10, 3, and 6. So we have a little bit of time before we take on the main enemy. Let's see. We lost a little bit of data there. No biggie. 1 turn for the 501 coming in. We can now get our frigate. Sweet. We now have the frigate ready to go. The USS Jonathan Frakes. Of course, known as our favorite Star Wars character, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Alright, let's go. Iderium gained. That was a joke, by the way. Come on, relax. We all know he was in Babylon Earth. Okay. Sentinel as well. And I think we're ready to go into maybe a final battle here against the first sector boss. We have a hangar, giving us more scout capacity. I like the carrier energy supply, but I would like more abilities for it. 1 population per turn at the colony. Let's go ahead and go with that too, so we don't have to keep building these agricultural stations. We can now manage our people a little bit better. And now it is time to fight 6 of these boys. Let's see how quickly we crush them. This is going to be a test. Now it says low threat, so we don't have to worry too much. That took too long. 0.001 seconds too long. I'm just kidding. Hey, but we gained another hero, so that's cool. So let's gain a another minor capacity, so we don't have to really build much on that. They're 400 per. But we're gaining 65 per turn from each of these guys. Oh yeah. Fill up that minor guild. Let's go. And then we'll get more population per each turn there. We can also get a trading post. And let's check our trading routes. Let's also go for more material. Alright, are we ready to do this sector battle against this guy? We might be ready. So they're going to continuously harass us until we go on the offensive, and that's really what we're supposed to do. And if we do that, it now says threat level low, but we really don't want to take any sort of losses here yet. And I don't know if there's much more we can really do without kind of dragging things out continuously. So let's battle it out. We're just here to see how things work. It's just an experiment. Everything is just a simulation, folks. Alright, I think this is fine. Let's go. Well, we kicked his ass that time. Damn. Wow, that was like instantaneous. Bloop, bloop. Wow. Was that a red mushroom? Salvage, you prevailed while your forces limp home. No, I don't think we really limped home much at all. Your work crews sift through the wreckage for valuable salvage. Unfortunately, we took 3 minor losses, but the enemy lost a massive carrier, which doesn't seem to be listed here. And then also their ships. Tons of faith and data from that, though. Damn. All right, I think we should cut them off and connect these trade routes here. This might make it more possible for us to receive materials. I don't know. Outriggers found. Great. Those are going to be some wonderful people to engage for sure. All right, let's go with the miners if we can. Be a little while till they attack us, I think. And we still have our relevant trade routes standing by. Ooh. More stuff unlocked. Let's go with the gain 1 free farm. Let's do that. We certainly need that. Plus 53 now on our population. Replenishing some of our losses there. And then, of course, we can also gather more data per turn, which gives us more boosts in our abilities and sometimes free units. So those should not be underestimated. So I think we'll actually dive deep into that. And I love how we can get more than one of these things. That's kind of cool. So we're going to go with that. And then also the coil station. Costs us 4,000 fuel, but it's a repair hub. All shields plus 20%. The coil station is the ultimate power in power generation. The coil technologies available will greatly increase our shield durability on all craft in the fleet. Damn, that is powerful. And we can build multiple of those. So that's pretty cool. All right, let's end our turn again. A life pod. Gain 5 population. We've recovered some survivors. Excellent. Let's see. I want to also do a hospital. Faith 100 plus per turn, and then Corvette escort cap plus 2. So that gives us something else to build here. We now have multiple Corvettes and multiple Sentinels that we can build. So good for our mining guild. A lot of things for their materials to go towards. Oh, we're going to be attacked. Oh, I feel so afraid. Let's battle it out again. There is an auto battle, but it's just too fun to see it happen. Now they got different ships. Damn. They look like yellow taxis or something, but man, those look cool. Especially when they exploded. Hell yeah. Win 10 battles. Good job, Raptorians. Let's keep it up. Let's go for another Sentinel, and then we'll go for a Corvette next. Trade route complete. We've gained some fuel from that. Good. And we can do another coil here in just a little bit. Let's build another Corvette. And the enemy is attacking again. Low threat level. Prepare for battle. Nice. So it seems like at the beginning of the game, if you can get a good start and build up enough momentum, you should be able to maintain that throughout. But this is, of course, just on easy, and it's a great way to learn and see what everything does. And the best way that I learned, folks, is by literally doing things like, you know, reading endless tutorials and watching instructional videos on how to ride a bike doesn't make me better at riding a bike. I got to get on there and get those training wheels off. And sometimes you got to fall down and get hurt, and that's just how it goes. That's just life. Sometimes you just got to, you know, dive in. All right. That's a ton of good stuff for us. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, 3,000 fate for a technocrat. Nice. Let's keep going. I want more materials, though. Our miners are not pulling in enough yet. I think we need another mining guild. That's going to be 3,000 on that side. Damn. Anything else we can do? Go down the temple tier. We'd also buy a couple of trading posts, but I'm going to hold off for now. Well, it does give us a plus 50. Let's build like one more. And another battle. Let's wrap this up quick. They're pestering us. Leave us alone. Get off my lawn. Good. Hey, but these battles are not bad. Fuel and faith. Tech and other stuff come every time that we have a battle. Okay, then we'll just keep building miners. Looks like we build another coil station for a great cost of fuel at 7,000 that was. And more mining craft. Minecraft? No, mining craft. Okay. Beautiful. So let's max out the mining again. So does it tell us what we're gaining? Yes. So plus 2475 every time. The colony's giving us plus 200 as well, so that's nice. Colony there actually giving us some materials. And there's also the battle hub. Plus 3 fighter damage. Ooh, for 2,000. Well, we could do that in the next turn, I believe. Well, after we battle it out with these guys. Let's go. Hell yeah. No losses. And now we have another hero. And let's see. Let's go with another ship. I don't know. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go with a priest now. And let's see what we've got here. Light fighters gain 15% dodge, increase miner population capacity by 5, and then the carrier gets more damage and such. I'm gonna go with the extra miner capacity and heavy fighter capacity. I want those first. Change of plans. That's what we're going to do first. Ooh, we have a sector battle available. Apparently we can beat this guy. Should we do it? In the next round. Let's do one more wave of like upgrades and such. Yeah, probably a good idea. Heavy fighters cost less, more fuel generation, increase miner population capacity by 5. Let's do that as well. And then let's go with that battle hub to increase damage. And then just keep dumping money into those miners. Yep. Get those populations up. Enemy attacking again. Let's battle it out with them. Alright, let's count this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, the battle. So loud. I love it. Alright, that was like 5 or 6 seconds, man. I love it. Everything wiped. Perfect. Alright, let's boost up the rest of our forces here. And let's get another farm going. Build a total of 50 stations. Beautiful. And I think we're ready to battle it out. Anything else we should build? Carrier energy supply plus 50 for a big cost of fuel, but I'm fine with it. And fighter cap plus 3, but we'll do that in the next. So, okay, we can get a couple more. All right. Okay, let's go into a sector battle. Do they stand a chance against the forces of Raptoria? Hell no. Glory to Raptoria down below in that comment section. Get it going. We're going to take out this sector boss too and cut the enemy in half through the entire zone. Let's go. Begin battle. Those were celebratory fireworks. Huzzah! We did it! Boop, boop. And we got that treaty that they said we would. Oh, and an F. An F down below in the comments section for the fighter squad that we lost. I don't know who they were, but we'll never forget you, whoever you are. Okay, let's move on. Choose a tile. All right, so now we can basically, well, we've surrounded the enemy, so we can go down this way. But there'll probably be enemies in all these tiles, and I don't know if there's anything too strategic to this, but it is cool that we've like kind of cut them in half. Like this area of space is clear. So now it's like, where do we want to go next? You know, like where would we want to secure? And I think we should go back to our main base and start going south. And now we have outriggers to fight again. So we know that we can take these guys no problem. In fact, we could probably go right for the sector boss early. In fact, I also forgot about trading and stuff. I was so focused on just like getting the stuff done that I wanted. I kind of forgot about all the trading and stuff, to be honest. I'm sure you noticed it too. But I was so locked into just like maximizing what we had for our turns. I didn't even care. Old minefield giving us a loss of fuel. And let's go for a... let's maximize our other ships there. Cool. We can only get one more hero. And we can get more Hyderium down there. What is this? The AI industry requires 5,000 Hyderium. It'll give us a frigate capital escort cap of +1. So let's get that. And then I think we're just going to wait a little bit. Actually, I don't know how much food that will take. Capacity 1 of 2. I'm not sure what the population pull on that will be. Oh, nothing, I guess. Well, now we got another frigate. That's sweet. And then we can get more capacity, more capacity of everything. Sentinel, battle caps, those types of things. I think I'm just going to save on our points for now. Let's go ahead and do an auto-resolve. Full clear. We only lost one ship on that one. Trade route destroyed. We lost some cargo. Replenish our losses. So now we can just speed things up in general. Let's go for more materials, please. Threat levels are high, but we're trying. Carrier also was a little damaged. Oh boy, they must have scraped the paint on that one. Let's see. Good thing we got a big amount of shields, though. All escort damage +4. That we need. That actually is really good. And let's resolve again. Imagine if it just said carrier destroyed. Wow, does the AI not know how to manage stuff? Look at that. We're losing frigates and stuff. How is that even possible? I don't trust it. I never trust auto-resolve. I feel like you could literally be all of the forces under the control of Genghis Khan versus a guy with a bow and arrow, and you'd be like, all right, we'll just wrap that one up. And it's like, Genghis Khan has been killed. It's like, what? Army wiped out. Why does that happen? Why is the AI sometimes so... I guess it punishes you for being lazy. Let's be honest. We're all lazy. It's fine. All right, let's go with more shields. Let's go with more fighter damage. I want more of that AI industry too, but that's going to cost quite a bit. And let's go with another engineer to boost up our ship capacity a bit. Our carrier, that is. Holovid News, reporting live from the field. More faith per turn, that would be nice. I think we've built almost one of everything. The Citadel here we haven't built, and that's about it. Let's just get to the final battle of this sector, and we'll call it a day. Go ahead and do the auto-resolve, where we lose 19 carriers and 26 sentinels. Yep. But now we're really unstoppable. Technocrat attacking us. Hyderium gained. I want to build the Citadel now. It's nice how it's insta-build, too. Now the sector battle. The final boss. Do we have a chance? Let's see. Battle it out. Fire those missiles. Okay, how the hell in the previous battles did we even take a loss? We destroyed the enemy massive flagship within seconds. I don't know. Boop, boop. Wow, 10,000. We're unstoppable now. Absolutely unstoppable. So we can just roll this whole sector at this point, I think. We're so far ahead of everybody else, and we've got so many things that we can continue to just boost up, that the real challenge is not this remaining sector, but really thinking about the moves that we have to do when we get to the next area. But we're at turn 45, so I think we're going to have a victory in this area by just outlasting them in those number of turns. Remember, our victory terms, I forget where to see them, but we got to last until, oh, there it is. Endurance 45, 50,000. So we're almost done. We could win 2 more battles, but I think we're just going to run out the clock, so let's just do that. Let's build another, yeah, I don't know, another frigate, I guess, and just kind of camp here for now until somebody messes with us. I think we're just going to camp it out. Ooh, plus 30 armor. I'll take another one of those, please. Enemy auto battle. Place 30 million losses because the AI is bad. And then we should have our victory. This should be our final battle. Final battle. Let's go. Okay, we actually took some losses there. Hell yeah, we did it! Endurance victory. Now, what would be nice here is there might be other ways, and I'm not sure, but it would be cool to turn off those other victory types so you're forced to do a particular type. But, you know, for an early, easy difficulty run, I think that went off without a hitch. Except for the first time that I died, but I'll edit that out. I won't. I'm lazy. All right, thank you guys for watching our first episode on Hyper Empire. Again, you can get it with the link down below in the description. Fairweather Studios, thank you very much for sponsoring both the developer and publisher on this game, so I wish them luck in their release, and I hope you all who are interested in 4X games, or if not, you check this one out, because it certainly plays out in, like, as they said, 40 minutes or so. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. In fact, wow, that's about it. Like, I spent about a couple minutes at the start yapping, then I spent about 4 or 5 minutes kind of talking about how things work, and yeah, it took us about 40 minutes with a victory, so wow, worked out. My problem is over. All right, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe. Go ahead and I'll wait. Cool. And turn on that notification bell. Excellent. And thanks for leaving a like. Cool. Glory to Raptoria down below, and we'll see you all next time. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again for being here. Bye.